Also tonight, there has been a very big reaction to a story we first brought you last night on News 4 at 6. Now an Erie County lawmaker is jumping on board with a plan that would require prisoners to make a copay for all medical expenses. Currently, your tax dollars are footing the bill for inmates. News 4's Nalina Shapiro is following up on this story. Nalina?
Jackie, Erie County taxpayers would save millions of dollars if this proposal passed. That's according to legislator Ed Rath, who's starting to push for this piece of legislation. Thanks to taxpayers, prisoners get free health care. Wednesday, we told you Erie County spends around $10 million a year for inmate medical expenses, and the state says they spend more than $5,600 each year on just one inmate. Proposed legislation would make inmates contribute a $7 copay for everything except for psychiatric treatment. No one would ever be denied medical care. Supporters say the purpose is to cut down on repeat offenders who abuse the system.
And I think we need to be very careful how we're spending the taxpayers' dollars across our community.
Thursday, Erie County legislator Ed Rath began his push to pass the proposal.
I think it is fair because I've come to find out that there is a very large number of frivolous medical services that are provided in Erie County.
The sheriff's office tells me that Erie County taxpayers have helped pay for abortions, deliveries, dental work, chemotherapy, eyeglasses, and hearing aids for inmates. The state says hormone therapy for sex changes has also been provided thanks to taxpayer money. State officials say someone can't start a sex change in prison, but if they started one on the outside, they could continue to get treatments in jail. Legislator Rath says the proposal will cut down on what he calls frivolous medical expenses.
Of course, they get the care they need, but they don't get excessive, unnecessary, and expensive care.
Since this story aired Wednesday on News 4 at 6, we've gotten hundreds of heated comments. Karen wrote, "For crying out loud, it's about time." And Connie said, $7? I pay $15. Prisoners are treated better than our elderly. They should have to pay all their health care charges. So where does the state draw the line when it comes to medical treatments? I'll explain that all new at 6.
That's coming up at 6. But there are some people, of course, who are in favor of this bill. But there are people on the other side who say inmates should not have to pay.
Yes, exactly. Remember, a downstate Republican proposed this bill. Now, Democratic downstate Senator Gustavo Rivera basically told me that correctional facilities should correct people who break the law. He says this bill would do just the opposite, put pressure on poor families to send inmates money they need to survive in the real world.
People who can afford it the least in some cases. So there is an argument there.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Nalina.
Sure.